Hey everybody, Mr. Kevin here, and welcome back to the Curved Cabinets of Bembo, episode number 12, how to shape curved raised panel molding by hand. So what we're doing today is we're going to be shaping curved raised panel molding for the doors for the guest bathroom. Yeah, here's one for the master bathroom, and here's what it looks like. So I'm going to show you how I shape this just using a router and doing it by hand while it's sitting on top of a jig. And that's basically it. I go through all the steps on how to make something curved like this and how to shape it. And that's it. Here's what it looks like when it's all said and done. Right here. Curved raised panel molding is right here. This is actually one of the doors from the guest bathroom that we're going to build. This is the front. This is the straight section here. This is the curved section here, which we're going to be shaping today. And this is what the back looks like. And this was just dominoed on, mitered and dominoed on, taped up. Because I use tape for clamps, and that's it. And then we sanded it, put it inside the door, and boom, there you go. I don't have a lot of fancy tools. I just have knowledge, and I'm going to share that knowledge with you. All right, so come along, and here we go. So the Curved Cabinets of Bembo, episode number 12, how to shape a curved raised panel molding by hand and make it look like this. All right, thanks for watching, and here we go. Hey everybody, Mr. Kevin here. Welcome back to the Curved Cabinets of Bembo. So what we're doing today is we're going to shape the curved raised panel molding right here, hopefully. And the first thing I'm going to do is shape the straight curved panel molding. So the best way to do it, if you have to make little pieces of molding, use a big board like this and then shape one end on it and then rip the piece that I need once it's all done. Just like shaping a big panel, I'm going to shape this piece here and then I'm going to rip it on the table saw right to where I want it, so I can attach this piece here onto the raised panel so it'll actually look just like this. So this right here is the curved panel that we're putting it on. So I'm trying to make this curved piece, curved, look like this. And that's the way I go about it. The reason I don't just make this the size of the panel and then shape everything is because it would look so stripy. And if anything's off a little bit with the curve and all the 6 layers of wood that's in here, it looks really dumb and it's really noticeable. So I just make them out of solid stock, and that's why I got to shape these. I got to figure out how to shape these today, and hopefully we'll get that figured out, and I'll show you how it works. I'm going to shape this right now on the router table, and you can see how I do it, and then you could do your own. Yeah, if I can do it, you can do it. Here we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to the table saw and I'm going to rip off these 2 pieces, and I only need 4 pieces, and I'm going to go back and shape, do the same thing I just did, and it just gives you a better, it's just much more stable this way, and you don't have to worry about it wobbling and tipping, because when you have little pieces like this, it does that. And even if you put a little stick in there, which I did earlier, I did all sorts of tests, it still doesn't, it comes out a little chattery, and it's not that good. So here's the curved raised panel. Here are all the little pieces that we made, and they're going to get attached on there just like that. So here's what I have to do. I have to miter these onto here, for one. I have to domino them in place, and then we have to glue them up. So the first thing I need to do is figure out how to take something that's curved like this and make it like that. Yeah, so I'm going to make a jig so these will sit in there. I'm going to switch this out to a big flush trim bit. I'm going to flush trim these down to whatever that is. It's probably 5/8. Actually, I'm going to leave them at 3/4. I'm just going to cut that little, the raised panel part off. It's better to put a screw in something that's this thick. And then I have to figure out where the screws are going to go, so when I'm looking at the back, I don't see a hole where the screw was, because the back of these doors are completely visible. I gotta break this down, and then I'm gonna set up something else, and then we're gonna film making the jig that's gonna flush trim these guys. All right, stay tuned, here we go. Yay, exciting fun. So what I'm doing now is we have to do a couple things. First, I gotta make this into a usable jig to flush trim apart to. I'm gonna take these pieces that are way too long for the jig, as you can see, and I'm going to cut them down. So as you can see here, this raised panel molding is inside the jig, 1/4 inch per side. Ding! What we're going to do now is we're going to take these long pieces, Stick them on the jig like so. Just going to take any random square block, come over within 1/4 inch of the end, and I have a little mark there, and I'm just going to put a mark. And then I'm going to come over on this side and do the same thing. Voila. And then we're just going to cut these off on the chop saw. That's sitting over there. So these are relatively the same thickness, but some might be bigger than others because I just bandsawed them to a line. And to make sure that they're all the same, I'm going to mark them with my square. This one seems a little thick. And just put it up on here like this. The square set at 7/8 of an inch. I'm going to put it on here. And anywhere it's fat, it'll make a mark, right? Boop. Okay. It has a little mark right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. So that little pencil mark, I'm just going to take over to the disc sander or the edge sander. I'm just going to sand it till it's flush. Help ourselves a little jig. So what I'm going to do is I've got all these sort of sanded to thickness the way I want them. And I'm going to attach these on here like that with double stick tape. And then I'm going to run them through this guy right here. Yeah. And I'm going to move you to the other side of the room and film it, and hopefully it doesn't explode. I think I overdid it with the double stick tape. Yeah, I might not ever get that off again, but we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. This side first. So the inside first, then the outside, and hopefully it all works out. Keep your fingers crossed. Here we go. So I'm going to start on the bearing, and hopefully it doesn't blow apart as we go across it, just like that. Magic button. All right, let's hope it doesn't fly off. My dust collector didn't work because I was using my edge sander, and I disconnected the damn thing. Oh. So that came out pretty nice and smooth. I like it. And it came off. And now we got this one on there. And you can see where the door stiles are and the raised panel goes. So this is definitely bigger than we need. And I got a little bit of room on both ends. This one's a little bit more dangerous than the other one because I got grain. The way the grain's going, the cutter's going this way. It's just going to want to gack out the whole thing. So, yeah, put your helmets on, your glasses on, safety goggles, and your mask and all that. And here we go. Hopefully this doesn't explode. And this is only on with double stick tape. I hope it stays on there. There it is right there. It's pretty smooth, but it looks definitely thicker than 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, looks like 13/16. That's not really that bad. Well, that's not bad. It's for the most part, it's 3/4. The middle's a little chunky. The ends are definitely 3/4. So there's one. We got one done. It came out fairly smooth. Oh my God, it's on there good. All right, double stick tape. It works really good. You didn't know about double stick tape, now you do. Oh God, it's all over me. I'm going to continue on. I'm going to shape all 5 of these today, and then we're going to figure out how we're going to go about shaping them. All right. So the radius worked pretty good compared to what it needs to be. This is actually going to be shaped down. I'm going to cut some of it off, so there'll actually be a little bit of a shoulder, just like a regular raised panel would be. And yeah, but the radius came out pretty good. So the radius from our little jig that we made earlier, and then this jig here, it seems to be a-okay. I just wanted to show you that before I got done for the day. All right. Hey everybody, Mr. Kevin here, and welcome back to the Curved Cabinets of Bembo. Today, what we're going to be doing is shaping this raised panel molding. All right, we kind of put the whole thing together. Put my little strips under there. I screwed this curved piece of plywood that was super thin. Put that on there. I'll put my little stop block, which came off of one of these pieces here somewhere. and sanded it down a little bit so it's not sticking out. This is going to butt into that. And then we're going to use this router with a custom base I'm going to make. And yeah, we're just going to shape it like that. Hopefully we'll see how it goes. Got our little stop block, a hunk of plywood. Had to put some strips under it because it wasn't very thick. We got our pieces that we made yesterday. Gonna shape them and hopefully it'll all work out. And I'm gonna put a stop over here so I can't go any farther because I don't want to hit this screw with this bit. And yeah, so however that's gonna work. Yeah, and I could stop ahead of that, but just in case I space out, you know, because that happens. I'm getting old. Hey everybody, I'm back. Welcome to the Dust Festival. So we've made the jig, put on our piece of 1/4 inch, we put a stop on it, I put another stop up here, and we screwed this down with our little pieces of wood and all that stuff, and there it is. Okay, so we also built a base out of cherry. I drilled a 4-inch hole in the dang thing. I used the base from this to copy the holes for the screws and all that, you know, and did that. Simple enough. I also took some more of that wood tape and I put it up on here because this is the leading edge and I want it to ride smoothly on this and not rock too much. So when I'm using this, I'm actually pushing my hand down here and going forward like this by hand. And this is a one-cut wonder. I'm doing it all 5/8 deep and hope the hell it doesn't blow apart. We got our pieces of wood right here. They'll fit right on here like that. Voila. First thing I have to do, and it's always the worst, is take off the covering from the tape. That's a pain in the butt. I don't know why it is. Make sure this is all clean and not dusty. We got the side out that we want. I'm gonna put this in place. I'm gonna push it down. I'm gonna give it the love tap. Little love tap. Okay, double stick tape. Always make sure you wear your proper safety gear, your PPE, because this is going to be nasty and dusty. And hope this doesn't fly out. You know what I'm saying? Because this could be bad. I'm putting my sleeves, rolling down my sleeves a little bit just in case something flies out and hits me. All right, here we go. The GoPro is running. I'll put the GoPro up here so you can watch it. All right, so we're just gonna start down below here, start it, and then in we go. And hopefully we could, hopefully this all works out. Oh, we forgot to turn on the magic button and the fan. Oh my God. All right. Very dusty. Okay, and it looks like it did pretty good. Feels pretty good, didn't blow out. Thank God. It did burn a little bit. Here, I'm gonna do this. Here we go. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna go over this way. It's not bad, huh? All right, so I'm gonna take a 1/4 sheet piece of sandpaper since we have it here on the bench and it's glued in there and I have to pry it off to get it out of there. So we're just gonna sand this real quick while it's on the jig because it's on there solid and it's way easier to sand now and then take it off and hold it in your hand because it's all curved and it just wants to flop all over the place. And yeah, this works out pretty well. I'll just speed this up. Yeah, comes right off. And there it is. Works out pretty good. We should check it with a mic. Micrometer. 1/4 inch. That's 1/4 inch all the way. So you can do it by hand. You can actually shape a 1/4 inch piece of a 1/4 inch. You can actually shape a curved raised panel molding by hand with a router using your jig, a custom-made base, and a little bit of stupidness. Because that ain't the smartest thing in the world to do, but it works. There we go. It's even sanded. And all this part over here gets cut off, way cut off, because the panel's tiny. You want to do it again? All right, let's do it again to see if it comes out better. Feel like I'm tempting fate. All right, we turn this fan on high. Well, that's off. Got our stuff on so we can sort of breathe. The fan's on, headphones, magic button this time for sure. Man, that was something else. It still looks pretty good. So the next thing we got to do, like we did the last time, is just sand it while it's in place. And then that's it. And then I'm going to do one more. And then the fun part begins. We get to actually miter these and attach them to the raised panels. There we go. All right. And this part we're going to cut off, this little shoulder, because we don't need that on there. All right, well, I'm going to shape one more, and then I'm going to get to it. And then I'm going to clean the shop out, and then we'll reset you up somewhere, and we'll figure out how to put all this molding and everything in that door over there. Can you see it? Over there. And those doors over there. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.
Subscribe now.
Sorry about that. I'm a yapper. I talk a lot. Get with it, Jimmy. Okay. Is this gonna work? Oh, there we go. And after that dangerous feat, then we're gonna try to shape them by hand. Oh, poop. Oh. Geronimo, there it goes. It's all going down the hill. Are you guys okay in there? Okay. Huh? Are you working? Look at my hair. Crap. Boy, that's a loud one. That was something else. Stay tuned and keep your fingers crossed, because this could get crazy. All right, here we go.